I read something the other day where it said that you have to have dreams, right? You have to have dreams, right? So, and then after that, you have to have goals. You have to have like short-term goals and long-term goals. So, like for instance, when I'm young, like as is the case with most people, things were rough. So, for early on, like I said, I know when I get big, I want to be somebody. You understand me? And I want to make life so that my ma, you know, now I have to the rest of her life, they struggle and they live like this. You know? So that's my dream. But then you have to, you set goals. So how I reach a dream there? For being a liar, for be somebody the society I look up to. So you got goals. You can finish primary school, you finish high school, right? And so on and so forth. And during high school, you know, things were rough, and you know, you go to school, you finish the year, but you need books, you need to buy books. So what I had to do is that you have to do summer job. I remember when I go to school, Kevin Teloto used to do hard work, build construction work, yeah, you know. And when I did that, that drive me and get motivated more. I said, boy, I can't do this for the rest of my life. I remember, you see that whole strip by Princess going up? We used to work with a company where they call HLC, a hard labor company. I remember summer we used to do construction work. Yes, HLC. People who are older would remember that. Our man's name is Achin. So we would go to school during the summer and used to make like at least $75 to $100 a week. Put up like, give them 50, you put up on 25. Next 25, you know, I use for blast, you know, if you're going to leave girlfriend or carry out and stuff like that, to buy leave clothes and things like that. As for a young person, you need to have dreams, because as human beings, we have to dream. We can't just satisfy with the condition that, well, we born poor and we are stay poor. No, you have to dream. But in addition to dream, you have to set goals. So you have to get to a level of discipline. You know, you have to be disciplined. You have to be focused. The girl always today. You understand? When the girl always today. The thing about it is that the more disciplined you get, and the farther you reach in a life, that becomes even more obvious. You see? So, for my advice to any youth, I don't like refer to our young people as ghetto youth, because there's nothing ghetto about us, right? So that's one of the first things that we need to take off ourselves. We don't know ghetto youth. You understand me? We just never have born with the privilege and opportunity like the big man, like my Ashcroft and them. But we could still reach my level so that all our family, our friends, and the community and society could still proud away. Mr. Artist tell us earlier about the Constitution, right? So this you could consider this to be our Bible, like a legal Bible, right? And just like anything you could find, anything you want to look about, you could find in the Bible, and you could find about this. And so in this document here, the legal Bible, it tells you about the parliamentary system or how we govern. So every so often we see on news, you got some man that been upon the cuss up and quarrel and fight up with one another. And it's disgraceful at times. Matters big man, they act like picnic, they act like girl. But then big man there, where they act like girl and act like picnic, they make some serious decision. Can they pass laws? They pass laws we got some serious effect per way. They pass laws, for instance, we say like taxes are like, okay, you have to pay so much in a taxes per certain services. They pass laws for say like certain areas of the city, the police, they got such a law. They got some law we known as the Crime Control and Criminal Justice Act. The law they passed like way back in 1992, that's 28 years ago, right? And a law they allow police for and the minister responsible for police for decide, you know what? Trouble will happen, or we think that this area of the city need for us to lock off. So when you say police, like they perform and they do that kind of operation like what happened the other day, they're not just out of the sky, don't you understand me? They actually have laws. When man pass in the National Assembly, we allow them to do things like that. So it's important for them to understand how and why things work. When you understand how and why things work, it gives you a better ability to be able to deal with it. So we know now that the man in Belmopan, they pass laws, and their laws, it could be good laws and it could be bad laws. Martin Luther King, I don't know of Martin Luther King, a famous black activist, right? He said that laws were unjust, basically no law, right? And he said at the end of the day, if you have an unjust law, the citizen don't have to obey the law there. And that's why in America in the 60s and leading years and 70s and here and after that, used to have a lot of what they call activism, where people protest. In our beliefs, we mostly protest with the mouth, our Facebook and talk my limit. But for protest, for real protest, you actually have to, as Mr. Arthas was saying earlier, you have to make some sacrifice. You understand me? And so these people then go out on the street and then they lobby for changes and stuff like that. So, in answer to your question, the laws are made by these individuals in Belmopan. But to ensure that they make the correct laws, the citizens, they have to agitate, they have to protest, they have to demand that the laws which benefit everybody and which impact it positively. Otherwise, they will make bad laws. And we know at times that happens. You have laws where not really fair. And the only way to get any for change is if you demand and you agitate and you make sure that the politicians there, the one that way go to Belmopan and they pass the laws that they know we not tolerate, and we will not stand for such one law being passed.
I would want to ask you, right, sir, like, we as ghetto youth, we are. Just let's go say we would have get the job, the 40 man.
You don't have to refer to yourself as a ghetto youth.
No, I mean like, all right, we as the gentleman will come on there at this meeting right now.
The point I'm trying to make is that they have some labels what we put on one another, really helpful, because then we begin to fall into the mental trap to believe, here we get a youth for true. So we back to self-in. Only this far, only this we could dream, only this we could aspire. So one of the first things we need to do to get out of that and realize that, look, like they have one poet, one American poet named Maya Angelou, say, why the cage birds fly. So we lock up with oneself. I'm sure all of you have seen like a parrot or a bird in our cage. So you only could be able to fly right wrong in the cage. But if that bird is open, you go all over, you do whatever you want. So no cage on yourself in and just consider and think that you just get a youth. You understand me? That's one label. But on yourself, on internalize and live that out. You not get a youth. You understand me? When our youths should strive as far as possible. In relation to your question you would ask for, if you get this job,
I don't want you just give we advices, right? Because we not class we self as ghetto youths. The police in class we as ghetto youths, right? Yes. So when we walk regularly, enough we regular clothes, the con assist on for work and anything there, the officers might that see we you got this where they say that you're known as a gang member or whatever. You dig? You could just like get everyone one heads up. Because all we try for a betterment for ourselves. We want work, some of we can't work. Government don't want to give a job because we got criminal history record. And then when you go try to get a record clean, because I can try to do it myself, they say you have to pay more money. And that after so much years, right? Yeah. So where I really want you to tell me that like, all right, we don't caught up in the system. What we could do to make one betterment for ourselves and then thing there, right? Because every time when you're out there and you try and they do good, you could left on your job site, anything, and then see you that like once you're known for doing a crime, you're always a bad person and you try for betterment, you're on the good road, and then they try to put you on the bad one, right? Also, I want to give them one little advice.
Like Mr. Arthur said, I know a lie, I know I said I told you it'd be easy, or that this one be better roads, or that just because we got through these 2 weeks that everything will work out smoothly. All I can say is this: you have to persevere. All right? The problems that we face, exist before you came out 2 weeks ago, they still exist after we finish here. But the whole purpose of coming here is that you have some insight now to understand better how the system works, to understand better how you as individuals could deal with situations when they come your way. So I like what I tell you in a nutshell, that you have to persevere. That's a life. As long as you have breath and you have life, you have to persevere. You cannot at no point allow the circumstances to just get you down. It is true that in our society we face with a lot of what I'm a friend would have called, would I say, down pressers. But that's why, for me, one of the things I find very helpful for me is that you have to surround yourself by people who are positive. For me now, only one or two persons. For instance, I have a friend for over 30 years, 35 years, from we the high schoolers, right? So you have to surround yourself with people who are positive. People, and by positive I mean that they will encourage you, right? And whenever they see you to slip, they will remind you, boy, remember, no, we can't go take that $25 or that $20 and go spree. You understand me? School look open directly, wise up or whatever. So there are some simple, practical things that you need to do. You understand me? There is no solution to say, well, when the police then step by you and harass you, how to deal with that. Each situation, you understand me? When it arises, you have to know how to deal with it based on the knowledge we you now acquire. So you know, for instance, that idiotic, that crazy, if you think that you will be able to fight the police, you might get beat up, you might get broke up. But as we were discussing earlier, if it is that one police or they harass you, then there are ways in which you could deal with that. You take the matter to court. You understand me? So those are some practical ways in which you could deal with it. Mr. Arthurs will share some more.
That's not a real. What about a real question? Not a real question in terms of. There's a guy, and when Mr. Sylvestre say, I really hope we're going to get that, like, definitions that are a messed up thing. Automatically, if you don't want Chinaman, you got a label for you're supposed to do certain things, right? Correct? For any time you don't want a lady from a certain area, you're supposed to do certain things. In the Bible, right? In the Bible, names be important. And that's why Mr. Sylvestre, they try shake on a little bit. As a Rastafarian, we call one another king. You understand? Call a lady an empress. Not just because, well, you want to show up. In the Bible, the name where you give your son determine where he can be. Moses, you lead people out of Egypt. We lose a lot of things when we come across. I don't get into the whole slavery, colonial thing, because I think that sometimes we use that excuse. But one black man in Africa define who he is. You say who you are. Nobody define you. I want to tell you something else. There's a guy. He came to Belize City from PG. And when the man come from PG, I'm a really cool little young boy. And his favorite person was 50 cents. When I first meet the man made sell DVD. Man come up to you, had a do-rag, and walk up to you. A little cool boy, you look at like, boy, Belize City, for you know, boy, he would play around. I come up to her and I say, oh, what you got the latest thing for you? And the man go like, they sell crack. Literally like they sell crack, come up to you. And years pass. You know what they talk about? You know what they talk about? I talk about Ranji. Ranji, when he first come to Belize, I mean, a little young boy with a do-rag. His favorite artist was 50 cents. And my ballet, I go here all the time. That man, they make a paper. He told me, listen, Kevin, I define myself. I like rap. I know I change. That's the next thing I want to add to Mr. Sylvestre. Because he said it, I want to add to it. Who you are, and nothing wrong with that. If you like your jeans baggy, that you. If you like the color red, that you. If that you. You don't have to change who you are to be successful. What you have to change is your perspective. When Ranjit listened to 50 cents, he not listen to 50 cents to say, they take it to the candy shop. He sell this balea, but they sell D video to the back of his car and make himself rich. Me, when I listen to 50 Cent, I just think, boy, that's a nice tune. You see, his perspective is different. Another example. When I hear COVID-19 and then lock we down, you know what I think? Man of fire, how I want to survive? Because I live hand to mouth. You know my ballet, same ballet rich, you know what he need to think? He need to think how I can make money off of this. That matter of perspective, brother. That is, if you just change your perspective by 2 degrees, just by 2 degrees, it makes a big difference. Define yourself differently. Not afraid to make mistake. Realize that this can be a Gideon, brother. They're not like, yeah, wake up tomorrow and because you're there for 2 weeks, all of a sudden the man talk to you and tell you, boy, get up, and you don't like man call your boy, that all of a sudden you want to be good. That's not so that can work. It can be one process. You want to make step day by day. Even in police thing, I don't grow up in a neighborhood where we like police. Honestly, I don't come from a neighborhood there. I see the chance that a man, I see man come out of my community, turn police and a man and switch from we. I see them treat, I do district all the time, I see them treat people out district different from when they treat people in district. I do district and I see the man they jump out of the vehicle and pull, and then when they say that, me, oh, Mr. Arthur, is that you? And I said, don't do one time. Continue, not treat me like everybody else. The difference is your perspective, the way how you look on it. If you watch every day and say, by yesterday, I mean, I cuss up them man and tell them man, I deal with you because I don't know where you live. Today I know the deal with that. And if you watch your perspective change by 2 degrees every day, after 10 days, that 20 degrees, that a different man. So to me, that one thing, a perspective, that the way how you look on things. If every time the police come to your house, you think, boy, well, this is my enemy, then he will be your enemy. Because the energy where you give out, that energy you give back, King. If you look on this as a learning experience, where you can get better from, then you come back to that way there. So. When I made that at HJC, I did tell you, that thing like I told you about tennis used to burn me, I used to like sneakers. I used to like fitted hat. I used to go jack name. I'll be honest with you, I used to go jack name. Couldn't afford it, just go jack name. And after a while I told myself, this is not where I want to go through, because the first time I reached a house, water the bowl, like up here somewhere. And I said, boy, this is not to be at all. My perspective changed. That the way how I look upon things. Me, I look on the same thing, I look on it different. I look on a girl walking and going loud and thing, and I said, but a girl going personal. I look on a girl going personal, and I say, I'll never get on. You look on her as a girl, and you say, she just the front. I bet you I put one pina colada or something, umbrella on it, and she and give me bodies. It's a matter of how you look on the world. The difference between you and Mr. Ashcroft, you and Mr. Feinstein, they look on the world different from you. Yes, the way you look on the world, because what you gone through. The brother talked to me earlier. I respect what the man tell me. What I like about what the man tell me is that he don't look on it in a negative way. He look for build on that now. So I look for big things for him too. You know what I mean, King? So to me, if nothing else, I challenge you for just change the way you're sitting. The world not against you. That's the story I want to tell you. The world not against you. The world actually dead, your brother. And you know why I learned that? I had the stupid one in a class will like ask question. I have a friend. This is the last piece I want to put in. One of we 2 friends. Big man now. Big man. If I come and call him, they cannot there, so I'm calling him. When there's 6 weeks that wait for somebody, they're how much? 1 pair of feet. Am I ballet that? Mr. Sylvestre ballet, you can't say no that he ballet. Yeah, the man begging, and when he's skinny, I'm begging him. He gave me a story. He said one day he come in from foreign. He reached at the airport, line long, and he's in at the airport. He watch the line. And when he watch the line, and by the front of he got 5 TV. And when he reached there, so he haul one paper out of his pocket, and the custom man they wave here and help him carry the thing outside. He said the people in front of the line, where they front of the line, where they front of he, then they cuss up. Where they go on? How them ballet they get all of that? Where they go on that? Men off for charging you. Where they go on them brother? They all want stupidness and they cuss up. He said when he reached the front, you know what he do? What he do? No, he got in front and say, Miss, that way paper that and how I could get one. You see the difference? You see the difference? That's the way how you look on it, King. The world there with you. You just have to ask the right question and push the right button. Whatever the button is for you. That will matter a perspective. You see, King?